Alex Ross's Wagnerism, How the Ring Became the Oratorio, is a sweeping exploration of the profound and far-reaching influence of Richard Wagner's life and art on music, literature, philosophy, politics, and popular culture. The book is divided into two parts: The Ring and Its Afterlife and the Oratorio and Its Discontents. In the first part, Ross delves into the creation, performance history, and reception of Wagner's monumental cycle Der Ring des Nibelungen, The Ring of the Nibelung, while in the second part, he examines the impact of Wagner's later works, particularly his oratorios, on various aspects of Western culture. Throughout the book, Ross contextualizes Wagner's life and art within the broader historical, social, and intellectual currents of his time, including Romanticism, German nationalism, and the revolutions of 1848. He also provides extensive analysis of Wagner's complex musical language and dramatic structures, which were revolutionary in their own right. Ross demonstrates how Wagner's ideas about music, drama, and society intersected with those of other major figures of his era, such as Friedrich Nietzsche, Sigmund Freud, and Karl Marx. One of the central themes of Wagnerism is the relationship between art and politics. Ross shows how Wagner's idealized vision of a unified, harmonious German nation, embodied in his operas, resonated powerfully with many of his contemporaries and helped to fuel the rise of nationalism and anti-Semitism in Germany. At the same time, he argues that Wagner's work also contains seeds of dissent and critique, which were later appropriated by various political movements, including socialism and anarchism. Another key theme is the way in which Wagner's music and ideas have been appropriated, adapted, and transformed by subsequent artists and thinkers. Ross discusses the influence of Wagner on composers such as Gustav Mahler, Richard Strauss, and Arnold Schoenberg, as well as on writers like James Joyce, Thomas Mann, and T.S. Eliot. He also examines the impact of Wagnerism on the visual arts, architecture, and popular culture, including the work of painters like Edvard Munch and Gustav Klimt, architects like Frank Lloyd Wright and Antoni Gaudi, and filmmakers like Fritz Lang and Ridley Scott. One of the most fascinating aspects of Wagnerism is Ross's exploration of the complex and often contradictory ways in which Wagner's music has been received by different cultures and historical periods. He discusses the enthusiastic embrace of Wagnerism by 19th-century Europeans, which culminated in the construction of the Bayreuth Festspielhaus, a dedicated opera house designed specifically for the performance of Wagner's works, and the staging of the first complete ring cycle in 1876. However, Ross also shows how this adulation was not universal, as Wagner's music and ideas provoke strong reactions of revulsion and disgust in many quarters, particularly among Jews and socialists. The 20th century brought about a significant shift in the reception of Wagnerism, as the horrors of the Holocaust cast a long shadow over Wagner's legacy. Ross delves into the fraught debates surrounding Wagner's anti-Semitism and its relationship to his art, as well as the efforts of various individuals and institutions to come to terms with this legacy, including the controversial decision to stage productions of Wagner's operas at the Bayreuth Festival, under the direction of the composer's granddaughter, Wieland Wagner, in the mid-20th century. In the final section of the book, Ross considers the state of Wagnerism in the early 21st century, exploring how it continues to shape contemporary culture through its influence on popular music, video games, and other forms of media. He also reflects on the ongoing debates surrounding Wagner's legacy, particularly his troubling associations with nationalism and anti-Semitism, and the efforts of scholars, artists, and activists to engage with these issues in productive and responsible ways. Throughout Wagnerism, Ross demonstrates a deep understanding of both the music and the ideas of Richard Wagner, as well as their complex interrelationships with the broader historical and cultural contexts in which they emerged. The book is essential reading for anyone interested in opera, classical music, literature, philosophy, politics, or the history of ideas, offering a rich, nuanced, and thought-provoking exploration of one of the most influential and controversial figures in Western culture.